The icon, the legend, the man who commanded stadiums with a single flick of his wrist. Freddie Mercury. His voice, a supernova. His stage presence, pure, unadulterated magic. But what if I told you that before the capes and the crown, before Bohemian Rhapsody shattered records and We Will Rock You echoed through arenas, there was a young man, a shy yet ambitious artist whose journey to superstardom began far from the roaring crowds of Wembley. We all know the iconic Freddie Mercury, but did you know he once sang opera in a local choir long before he became the rock god we worship? This isn't just a story about a rock star, it's a deep dive into the crucible that forged a genius. What truly shaped his journey? What influences ignited that unparalleled musical fire? Today, we're pulling back the velvet curtain on Freddie Mercury's early years, the formative experiences that shaped his artistic vision, revealing a side of the rock legend you've never truly seen before. Get ready to explore the origins of his incredible vocal talent, his unique stage presence, and the unyielding drive that propelled him to the very pinnacle of music history. This is where the legend began. To understand Freddie Mercury, we must first travel back in time to the exotic island of Zanzibar. Born Farrokh Bulsara on September 5, 1946, his childhood was a vibrant tapestry woven with diverse cultural threads. His parents, Bomi and Jer Bulsara, were Parsis, a community of Zoroastrians. This heritage imbued young Farrokh with a unique perspective, a blend of Eastern traditions and a British colonial influence that would subtly shape his artistic sensibilities. Imagine growing up surrounded by diverse sounds and rhythms. From an early age, Farrokh's love for music was an innate calling. His parents, recognizing his talent, enrolled him in piano lessons. These lessons weren't just about learning scales, they were about laying the foundational bricks of his musical understanding. He absorbed classical techniques, developing an ear for melody and harmony that would serve him throughout his career. Before he was pounding out power chords, he was meticulously practicing classical pieces, building dexterity and theoretical knowledge. At the age of 8, Farrokh was sent to St. Peter's School, an English-style boarding school in Panchgani, India. This was a significant period. Away from his family, he began to develop independence and was exposed to Western popular music. He formed his first band here, a school group called the Hectics, playing rock and roll covers. It was in this environment that the quiet boy from Zanzibar started to shed his shyness, discovering the thrill of performance and the electrifying connection with an audience. This wasn't just about singing, it was about performing. But the truly pivotal moment came at 17, when civil unrest in Zanzibar forced his family to relocate. Their destination? Feltham, Middlesex, England. This move wasn't just a change of address, it was a profound cultural shift. From the vibrant, diverse backdrop of Zanzibar and India, he was plunged into the burgeoning, dynamic, and undeniably rock and roll heart of London. This new environment was a fertile ground for his evolving musical identity, paving the way for his future as a rock star. Imagine stepping into a world exploding with new sounds, new fashion, and a rebellious spirit. For Farrokh, this was like finally finding the air he was meant to breathe. Arriving in London, Farrokh Bulsara found himself in the epicenter of a musical revolution. The city was a melting pot of sounds, ideas, and rebellious energy. His early forays into the music scene continued to hone his skills. While the Hectics was his first band, it was in London that his determination truly solidified. He enrolled at Ealing Art College, where he studied graphic design. This was crucial. It wasn't just about music for Freddie, it was about art in its broadest sense. His graphic design skills would later prove invaluable in creating Queen's iconic crest and shaping the band's visual identity. Even while studying, the music was calling. His earliest professional bands like Ibex, later Wreckage, and then Sour Milk Sea allowed him to experiment with his vocal range, stage presence, and songwriting. These were crucial learning grounds. He wasn't yet the fully formed Freddie Mercury. but the seeds were undeniably being sown. You can almost hear the nascent power in his voice, the early sparks of that incredible stage persona. It was during these years that he absorbed the seismic impact of British rock bands, the raw energy of The Who, the theatricality of David Bowie, the blues-infused power of Led Zeppelin, and the innovative guitar work of Jimi Hendrix. These were masterclasses. Speaking of influences, here's a little-known fact. While Freddie adored rock and roll, he was also a huge fan of classical music, particularly opera. In fact, he famously introduced Montserrat Caballé to rock music, and their collaboration on the album Barcelona was a testament to his boundary-pushing artistic vision. Did you know he actually met Montserrat after attending one of her performances in New York, completely captivated by her voice? It wasn't just rock that shaped his sound. The diverse musical landscape of London provided an unparalleled education. He frequented clubs, listened to new artists, and immersed himself in the counterculture movement. This wasn't just about imitation, it was synthesis. Freddie wasn't just copying his heroes, he was internalizing their spirit, dissecting their artistry, and then reassembling it into something new and uniquely his own. This period was about finding his voice, understanding who he was as an artist and what he wanted to say to the world. He was observing, learning, and dreaming big. The year is 1970. The stage is set for a monumental meeting that would change the course of music history. It was at Ealing Art College that Freddie crossed paths with future Queen members Brian May and Roger Taylor, who were then in a band called Smile. Freddie, with his undeniable talent and charisma, recognized the raw potential within Smile, but also saw an opportunity to push boundaries. He wasn't afraid to voice his strong opinions, pushing them to think bigger, bolder, more theatrically. His infectious energy and visionary ideas quickly drew them in, ultimately leading to the formation of Queen in 1970. John Deacon would join a year later, solidifying the legendary lineup. This period also marks a deliberate and significant transformation for Farrokh Bulsara. He wasn't just joining a new band, he was forging a new identity. He shed his birth name and adopted the moniker Freddie Mercury. The name Mercury itself is evocative, referring to the swift Roman messenger god, or perhaps the planet known for its rapid changes in bright luminescence. It was a conscious decision, a statement of intent, reflecting his evolving musical identity and his soaring ambition. This wasn't just a stage name, it was a declaration. He was no longer just Farrokh, he was Freddie Mercury, ready to take flight. The early years of Queen were a whirlwind of creativity and relentless work. Freddie was not just the lead vocalist, he was a primary songwriter, a driving creative force, and the emerging architect of the band's theatrical vision. He pushed for elaborate stage costumes, for a sound that defied categorization, for music that was grand and operatic, yet rooted in rock and roll. His contributions to the band's sound in these early years were immense. He brought a unique blend of powerful vocals, an incredible range, and a sophisticated understanding of melody and harmony. Listen to tracks from their first two albums, Queen and Queen II, and you can hear the raw power and intricate arrangements that would become their hallmark. Freddie's emergence as a powerful vocalist during these years was rapid and undeniable. He had the ability to move effortlessly from a gentle whisper to a powerful roar. Controlling every nuance of his voice. His command of the stage, even in smaller venues, was already evident. He was a natural performer, captivating audiences not just with his voice, but with his magnetic presence. This was the era where he was refining the tools that would soon make him one of the greatest showmen of all time. Here's another tidbit you might not know. Despite his flamboyant stage persona, Freddie was known to be quite shy and reserved off stage. Brian May and Roger Taylor often remarked on this dichotomy, the private Farrokh and the public Freddie. It's a fascinating contrast, showcasing the power of his artistic transformation when he stepped into the spotlight. If there is one thing that truly defined Freddie Mercury, it was his unparalleled stage presence. From the moment he stepped onto the stage, he owned it. His flamboyant costumes, which evolved from simpler glam rock outfits to the iconic yellow jacket and crown, were an extension of his artistic expression. They weren't just clothes, they were integral to the spectacle. He was a master of engaging audience interaction, turning every concert into a shared experience. He didn't just sing to the crowd, he sang with them, conducting them, making them feel like an essential part of the show.
So, what did you find most surprising about Freddie Mercury's early life? Let us know in the comments below. If you were captivated by this deep dive into the formative years of a legend, make sure to hit that like button, share this video with fellow music lovers, and subscribe to our channel for more untold stories from the world of music and beyond. Your support helps us bring these incredible journeys to life. Thank you for watching, and remember, the show must go on.